My name is Aparna, founder and director of Rising Scholars of Canada. I always tell my students what we say is important, but how we say it is even more important. So with the goal of encouraging our students to creatively and meaningfully express their thoughts, their ideas, and feelings, Rising Scholars of Canada is hosting its 4th annual speech competition in partnership with TET. Our hope is to give students the platform they need to practice the skills to become tomorrow's leaders. We will be selecting 5 finalists from each division, but I want every participant to know that they are winners because it does take an incredible amount of courage to come up and speak on a stage like this. So without further ado, let's begin the 2018 speech audition.
Dear Honorable Judges, my name is Jasmita Sivarupan and I'm going to go to grade 5. Today I'm going to be talking about time limitations on electronic devices. In today's world, we are tied up with various types of distractions, and technology is a huge factor. We use technology every day without realizing how much we are dependent on it. From rise to dawn, we flip through our phones, laptops, and other electronic devices numerous times. They have almost become inseparable from our lives. Did you ever stop to think that technology may be the biggest addiction of our generation? I'm not trying to say that technology is totally bad, because it is a very useful and important tool in our growing society. But with everything, it is important to have limitations. Especially with the younger age groups, it is crucial that their lives aren't totally consumed by technology. If you compare kids from today to kids from the 90s, obesity has increased greatly. This does not surprise us because daily activity has decreased a lot in youth due to the consumption of electronic devices such as game consoles, cell phones, tablets, and other electronic devices. Increased use of electronic devices can lead to many health-related risks, such as diabetes, heart attack, and depression. If you look at today's generation, a child is more likely to spend time indoor rather than spending a warm sunny day outside playing with friends. Being occupied with electronic devices can cause a lack of communication. One of the most important skills that you need in today's society is being able to socialize effectively. A lot of the electronic devices and social media platforms were made to bring people together, but in reality, it has actually made it a lot harder. If you look at the older generations, they had limited technology but had great success communicating with one another. Nowadays, children are being targeted very easily on social media platforms because of those who choose not to use technology properly. We see and hear incidences every day about cyberbullying causing kids to commit serious harms to themselves, which can go to as extreme as committing suicide. For example, the Blue Whale game has controlled the minds of many children around the world and caused them to take their own lives down. Finally, technology has come a long way, helping humans achieve many milestones that we wouldn't have even dreamt about. In the human era, many of the greatest achievements and the most tragic events have been a byproduct of technology. Having said that, with technology, it is important for kids my age to have limited access to electronic devices and social media platforms. I hope that my speech has helped you understand how technology can be potentially very dangerous to youth if not monitored effectively. Thank you.
So Thank you, Jasmeeta. The choice of topic there was very relevant to our society today. You did an excellent job in terms of pacing yourself, in terms of the volume regulation. Everything was done very, very well. There was just a couple of things that I wanted to suggest for future improvement. One is to maybe make more personal connections. That will help it appeal to the emotions a little bit more, but you had very good global connections. And also, you do emphasize words for significance, but just avoid overemphasis because you want it to be meaningful, okay? Other than that, do you guys have anything to add on? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Abhishikan. I'm going to grade 7, and my topic is about evils of drug addiction. There are 4 sins people should be avoiding, which bring pleasure for time being. They are gambling, stealing, murder, and drugs. Some people have been ruined by these paths, and I'm sick of watching the news and seeing people's lives being miserable because of these sins. So, good afternoon, judges, parents, and children. My name is Abhishikan, and I'm going to tell you why people shouldn't take drugs and what the evils of it are. Think about it. Why do people even take drugs? Well, the answer is that some people think it adds to pleasure, takes away physical awareness, and helps them forget their worries, while others just take it in order to please the company that they keep. In some cold countries, they need drugs to keep themselves warm, but only small doses act as medicines. But if they take it in large doses, it will harm them and will also lead to addiction. It is important to know the impact of taking these drugs will affect the nervous system, which would lead to improper walking and staggering. The person will not know what they do or speak and might also do shameful acts. The worst part is that drugs can even lead you to jail, and the consequences would be very harsh. According to my research, drugs even affect the digestive system, especially the liver, and mental faculties are usually numb as well. Drugs can lead to evil activities, such as the other 3 sins that I listed earlier: murder, stealing, and gambling. People who are addicted to drugs will be a nuisance. He or she will bring misery to people. Financially, the money would go down the drains, making their lives even more miserable. It is now clear that drugs will not bring pleasure to anyone, and it is best to avoid it and the bad company that take it. As said earlier, it will bring mental upset, social and financial breakdown, and many other negative things. It is now my time to wrap up my speech. Please stay away from these things, and life would be much better. Thank you all for being such a great audience, and remember, no drug users get old because they die young.
Thank you. Your speech was very informative, and your pronunciation and pace was great. You also used some great examples as well. Next time, again, try and add some personal examples into your speech, just to make it a little bit more meaningful, all right? Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Arshikan, and I'm going to grade 3. And my speech is about soccer. Good afternoon, judges, parents, and children. My name is Arshikan, and I'm going to talk about the best sport ever, soccer. I've always played soccer, and I've always loved it. The joy of scoring goals and winning games has inspired me to be a professional soccer player. Soccer is a team sport. It is played by 11 players on each side and substitutes on each team. The main object is to basically score the ball on the opponent's net. Whoever scores the most goals at the end is the winner. But if you score the same amount of goals at the end, it will be led to penalty shootouts. At the penalty shootouts, each team will be given 5 penalties. Whoever scores the most penalties is declared the winner. There are more rules like fouls and offsides, but this is the basics of the sport soccer. The equipments are shin pads, long socks, soccer shoes, and jerseys and shorts. There's also a World Cup this year. It is sad that Canada didn't get qualified. Now my time has come to end my speech. I hope you learned something about soccer. And remember, one day I'll be a soccer player.
Thank you. I love that you picked a topic that you were clearly really excited about, which was great, and you took your time with the speech. Some points for you, I think, because you love soccer so much, you can also maybe share a bit more personal stories about when you were playing soccer or what you love most about it, in addition to the rules, which I thought was good. You can also try and experiment with volume a little bit. So if there is something that's particularly exciting about soccer, you can try and increase the volume there, and then maybe for just the rules or the equipment, it can kind of come down. So you can use volume as kind of a way to make the speech a bit more exciting for yourself and for the audience. But I saw that you tried to do a lot of eye contact and things like that, so that was great. So good job.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, honorable judges, respected parents, and all my dear fellows. My name is Prisha Yugan. I'm going to be going to grade 5, and today I will be talking about what human qualities do we need more of and why. Once my parents told me this: when you're grateful for what you have now, you'll soon have more to be grateful for. And it's so true. When you send out those feelings of gratitude, what happens? You'll become instantaneously happy in this moment. When you're happy and grateful with life as it stands today, so many more things will flow into your life to be happy and grateful for. And the reverse is also true. If you feel like there's nothing to be grateful for, what are you focused on? You're focused on everything you don't want, and you're focused on everything you don't have. And what do you then think will attract into your experience? Exactly more of what you don't want. Make it a mission to sit down every day and get grateful. Get grateful for those 2 things you have called eyes. Many aren't so lucky. Get grateful for the ears that you can hear the music. Get grateful that you have an opportunity to make a difference in someone else's life. Be grateful that you have an opportunity to make a difference in someone else's life. Get grateful for those tough times because they helped you develop to your strength and spirit. Get grateful for your life. There's so much more to be grateful for. There's something being said about being appreciative and grateful, whether you're thanking God or life, or whether you're just looking to a person in your world and saying thank you. There's something very special about that. I mean, there's something very real about these moments where you just can sit by yourself, look at your life, and say thank you. You know, thank you for this gift. Thank you for this ride that I'm on. Thank you for this journey. You know, there's so many people that go through their lives without experiencing the beauty of these moments. Your life, although perhaps be filled with many imperfections, is still an experience. It's an experience where people in their final moments would do anything just to grasp onto for a little while longer. As you hear this, there are people in their final breaths on this planet, looking back at their lives and wishing they could have done more. Meanwhile, we are alive, we have the experience. We are alive, we are breathing air, and our hearts are pumping, and our brains are doing billions of operations per second, just to keep the game going on for us. We can't, as humans, find reasons to be grateful for that. We can't, as humans, be appreciated for that. There's an entire spectrum of life we're missing out on when you don't just take moments to just feel. Just create moments of gratitude within yourself, just for the sake of being appreciative, for the sake of being alive. That alone will change your life. That will make you human again. That will disconnect you from the game of consumerism, that dog-eat-dog world we've leisurely created. That will disconnect you from the insanity of society and will reconnect you with something greater than yourself. You know, you can decide in this moment to give it up. Give up the complaining, give up the blaming and accusing. And that's when you'll truly come to life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prisha. You had a very beautiful message, and you look beautiful as well. You did really well in terms of your choice of topic. It was very unique. Everything was great. But one thing I would suggest is to slow it down just a bit. We're in no rush to the end here, so just take your time, pace yourself. And if you do, your pronunciation and clarity will come a little bit better as well. Also, the power of a dramatic pause is very effective right before you say something important. It will help us catch on to the key phrases and things like that you have, okay? But great job. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Kabishan and I'm grade 6, and today I'm going to talk about the Milky Way. From the greatest achievements to the undetermined future of science. We live in a world where there is possibilities beyond imagination. The world's greatest discoveries human-made is impactful for people today. To know how we breathe, how Earth revolves, and the many ways that can be made that nature has to offer. There is a world, and another world, that we humans have yet to discover unique planets and characteristic companies there. The whispers of the galaxy still remain silent, but there's still one thing that we're sure of, is the Milky Way. Each one of us is an explorer, and today I'm going to take you on a journey. Something unknown, the Milky Way. So put on your seatbelts and get into a rocket, because we're going to go outer space. 3, 2, 1, blast off! I'm going to talk about the structure of the Milky Way. The Milky Way is made out of tons and tons of stars. It's impossible to count the number of stars that no one ever did. Astronauts estimate the total number, and their best guess was 200 to 400 billion stars. Wow, that's a lot. All these stars make a spiritual look. The Milky Way is a given name because it looks like a spiritual river of milk. Astronauts thought that it wasn't spiritual anymore. They thought that the stars would move towards the center and the spiritual arms would disappear. It doesn't look like it's happening, but the gravity pulls the stars from different directions. So that's why the Milky Way still remains as a spiritual. Gravity is a force that pulls one and another. In the Milky Way, there are many types of stars, different size, different colors. There are many types of stars like our sun. Our sun is halfway located in the Milky Way. You're listening to my speech thinking that you're not moving, but you're totally wrong. You're moving really fast, and I mean it. We are traveling about 336 miles, which is about 589 kilometers. That is 2,000 times faster than a jet plane. 1 year, the galaxy moves about 11 billion miles, which is about 18 billion kilometers. You might be wondering, why can't we feel ourselves moving? Well, the sun takes a trip to the center of the Milky Way, and the planet Earth follows it around. This takes 226 million years to do this. The trip is done, and all of you learned amazing things about the Milky Way. One fact: the center of the Milky Way contains dead stars. Now all of you are Milky Way experts. Thank you for taking your time listening to my speech. Hope you liked it.
Thank you for your speech. Next time, just try and remember to speak a little bit louder and slightly slower so that you avoid slurring your words together. Also, keep your eye contact with the whole audience as well, right? It was very informative, the Milky Way, as well as you memorized all your information as well. It was very impressive. Next time, maybe also add why you chose this topic, right? It's very interesting, so think about that as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Karisha Dushiantan. I am going to grade 4. My topic is about healthy diet. Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about healthy diet. A healthy diet is important for everyone. Nowadays, many of us don't give importance to our diets. Our busy lives have made us lazy enough to not take care of our meals. To maintain a healthy body, the food we eat matters the most. Our generation has become addicted to fast food and junk. As much as fast food tastes good, little do we know about the harm it could give us. A healthy organic meal is for our body. Fruits and vegetables give the nutrients that we need. I eat healthy food, but sometimes as a snack, I eat junk. Junk food sometimes causes stomach aches, but I only eat 2 chocolates a day. My sister sometimes eats too much candy and gets stomach aches. Healthy food like an orange will make you strong, and junk food like too much candy will make you sick. Healthy food decisions make kids healthy. Choosing organic food over any fast food or junk will benefit us. After hearing about all of this, if given the choice to eat healthy or unhealthy food, I hope you choose healthy diet. Thank you.
Thank you. That was such a fun speech. I love that you brought props. That's very exciting. You're clearly very energetic about the topic, which is great. Healthy diets are very important. Some things to consider. When you start each sentence, you don't have to always start high. You can also kind of start low, so your tone kind of always follows a similar pattern, so you can kind of play around with that a bit more. Your pronunciation and clarity was really good. I think just your energy and enthusiasm on the stage really showed, which is great. And you had your speech memorized and everything like that, so that was really well done.
Thank you. My name is Netra. I'm going to be anticipating grade 7 this year. My speech is about kindness, a cure for our world, like my t-shirt says. My speech is related to immigration. Before you get yourselves ready for a snooze, notice how I said related. My speech is about including everyone and anyone, helping those in need, no matter what. My parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles all escaped from Sri Lanka, where they lived just on the tip. Never in a million years did my parents' parents think they would go to a country named Canada. But that's exactly what they did. Sri Lanka was not big enough for 2 cultures, so they immigrated here. The story has been told to me about 1,000 times. And every time I ask myself, what would have happened if other neighboring countries had done something? Now I realize I am taking life here for granted, with lots and lots of opportunities. But hear me out. Immigration is just the tip of the iceberg, a small step in including everyone. Canada welcomed us with open arms, and both the country and my family were benefited. Canada got more people, and we got a place to stay. Kindness did not cost much to Canada, but it got a little reward for its deed. Mother Teresa and Princess Diana are people that changed the world by kindness. They were famous, and our earth is becoming more good for the better. Today, I talked about inclusion and how I could fix it, and how kindness could fix it, Don't we think pollution's a problem? That racism should perish? That negativity should not be tolerated? That we should get all of these problems out of our world, and more? Kindness can make it all disappear. We can take care of our planet. Pollution then is no longer a problem. We can stop judging the first time we meet. Racism then would perish. We could think positively. Negativity would then strongly not be tolerated. We could do all these things and much more. Every drop of kindness to our universe is like every drop of water to our bodies, refreshing and essential. Scientists say that most diseases are formed by not enough water. That is why we have problems at our Earth. Not enough kindness. No wonder Mr. Henry James said, 3 things in human life are important. The first to be kind, the second to be kind, and the third to be kind. This is similar to what a famous philosopher said, who is beloved, where there are plenty kind words to use, to say harsh words is just like tasting unripe fruit, ignoring the sweet ones. I know some of you out there love sour gummies, but I'm pretty sure you would love the sweet taste of kindness even more. I give my voice a rest as I repeat Thomas S. Monson's words. May we choose the harder right than the easier wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Netra. I do love the sweet taste of kindness, but gummies are really good, as you mentioned as well. Really well done. There was a couple of times where you were tripping on some words and you were looking down a little bit too much. Try to maintain eye contact, which will come with some memorization. But to make your speech overall more effective, try to project your voice a little bit more. It's a little too quiet. You naturally have a soft voice, which is similar to me, but the projection bit is where we need to kind of focus on, okay? So overall, good job.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody, and my name is Vipika. Today I'm going to be talking about recycling. Have you ever thought of how we recycle every day, the waste we throw away? Hi, my name is Vipika, and I'm here to explain why recycling is important. Recycling is very important, and waste has a huge negative impact on the natural environment. Harmful chemicals and greenhouse gases are released from garbage in land sites. Recycling helps us reduce the pollution caused by waste. Recycling helps reduce the need for raw materials so that the rainforest can be preserved. Composting is a simple step of setting aside your fruit peels and pits along with other food waste materials that does not contain oils or meat and then putting it into a compost pile. This will not only make a much cleaner smelling kitchen, but great nutrients for your garden. Now let me tell you some facts about recycling. Recycling is the part of waste disposal hierarchy. Reduce, reuse, recycle. One of the most effective ways to help recycle is bringing your own reusable bag while going grocery shopping. If you forget to bring your own reusable bag, try to pack as many goods as possible in a lesser amount of bags. Recycling is the process of turning used materials into new products. Recycling is the order of converting waste materials such as paper, plastic, or cardboard into new materials and new objects. It is alternative and conventional waste disposal that can help save the greenhouse gas emissions. Right now, you may have wondered what a greenhouse gas emission is. Well, a greenhouse gas emission is the emissions into the atmosphere of any various gases, especially carbon dioxide, that contribute to the greenhouse gas effect. This is why recycling is very important. I hope you all learned something about recycling today. Thank you for listening to my speech. Thank you.
Hi, Vipika. That was a great speech on recycling. You were very informative and you had some great tips that we can all use as well. Just for next time, try and use more hand gestures while you're talking, not be too stiff as well. And try and change your tone as well while you're talking so you can make it a little bit more powerful. And finally, you had a very good explanation of your greenhouse gas emissions as well. Thank you.
Girls, boys. Boys, girls. Does it really matter which one goes in front? Well, I'm sorry. My name is Janusia, and I'm going to grade 8. Today, I will be talking about an ancient topic, both new facts that all of us kids, preteens, teens, and adults would understand. If you don't know, I'm a very athletic girl. I love playing soccer, basketball, football, tennis, badminton, sprinting across the field. Yes, I love it. But I always get, "Oh my God, how do you do that?" Or, "Wow, you're better than a guy." Or, "Oh my God, do you get help from your guy friends?" Well, yeah, sure. I appreciate the comments. But why? Why does it always end up to be men are stronger than women? Why can't a woman be like men? As a fellow woman, I am very offended. The past might be boys are stronger and girls are weak. But I'm telling you, it never means we can't change the future, not only to make it a better place for us, also for our next generations. You can't tell me there's no woman in here who loves to play sports. It doesn't even have to be about sports. It can be about who you are, what you wear, and your dreams. I always think, and still do think, that Canada was named for its peace and its equality. Then why? Why do we girls get discriminated while wearing shorts? Having a goal to be a software engineer, signing up for a hockey team. Well, I say, we make some tweaks here and there and not only have a healthy system, also have a clean vibe for both women and men. There are so many outstanding, spectacular speeches out there talking about us women, girls. But clearly, we're not listening to it and making a difference. Did you ever wonder why we learned the character traits respect, fairness, and 14 more? Well, this is exactly why. We're taught to treat others fairly and respectfully for their skin colors, accents, and for what they like and for what they hate. No one should be there to judge. Take a moment and reflect back why you all think or thought that women can't be like men. Well, have you guys made up your minds? Before you answer, listen to what I'm gonna say. Isn't it because of past talk, what you've heard from books, movies, friends, and even from your parents? Well, don't get mad at me. Just touch your heart and look into my eyes and say, that's not true. Well, if it is, I would love to hear a story. But I'm gonna stop here and say that each and every woman should be proud of who they are. They should be able to hang out with guys, play soccer, follow their dreams, and have no opinions or comments against who they are. Every girl has their own crown and their own label. That crown represents who they are and who they will be. So if you guys want to help, spread the information through posters, text, social media, just by talking to your friends, family members. So if you guys can do that, I can do that. And trust me, if I can do that, everyone here should be able to do that. Thank you.
Thank you. I thought that was a great speech. You're clearly very excited about the topic, very important topic, and very personal stories that you shared too, which is great. It really kind of spoke to you individually, and that connected with the audience, I think. You can look at the judges table a little bit more if you want to. You're kind of looking on that side. I love that you used kind of gestures a lot. I love that you kind of started off with a question and we didn't really know what the topic was, and you kind of built into it, which is kind of neat. You tried something really cool. You did the pause and wait for the audience. Like, think about this. It's always a hard thing to do in speeches because you actually have to do the pause and like linger with the silence. And I think you just sped that part up a bit too much. So to really like nail that part, it would be like, let it linger, let it be a little uncomfortable with the audience. And that's like that moment where we have to actually think about something. But that's a hard thing to do. And I think it's great that you threw that in there. So I think everything is really great. Great job.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Silvana. I'm going to grade 7, and today I'm going to talk about volcanoes. A volcano is an opening on a surface of a planet or moon that allows material warmer than its surroundings to escape from its interior. There are different shapes and types of volcanoes. The types of volcanoes are active, dormant, and extinct. Active volcanoes are volcanoes that had recent eruptions or are expected to erupt in the future. Dormant volcanoes no longer produce eruptions, but might in the future. Extinct volcanoes are the best ones to be because they no longer produce eruptions. The shapes of volcanoes are shield, composite, cinder cones, and lava domes. Shield volcanoes are flat and bowl-shaped. Inside these volcanoes, the magma is runny, which makes no explosions, and lava flows down its sides instead. Composite volcanoes are tall and thin. Inside composite volcanoes, the magma is thick and sticky like honey. To escape, the gas builds up and shoots huge rocks of burning gas and burning rocks. They're steep-sided and made out of volcanic rocks, ashes, thick sticky lava, and rock debris. Cinder cones are circular or oval cones that are built from erupting lava that breaks into smaller pieces when shot into the air. When they fall, they cool down and form cinders around the vent. Lava domes are formed when erupting lava is too thick to flow and make steep-sided mounds as lava piles up near the volcanic vent. Volcanoes can be mostly found in the Ring of Fire. It is a volcanic chain surrounding the Pacific Ocean. Volcanoes can also be found in space in planets or moons. For example, Venus is covered with volcanoes and has the most volcanoes in the whole solar system. After a volcano erupts, it could damage structures, change landscapes, hurt plants and animals, hurt air quality, affect the water, and cause climate change. The tallest volcano in the whole world is the Tamu Massif. Tamu Massif is a massive shield volcano that sits under the Pacific Ocean, 1,600 kilometers east of Japan. The smallest volcano in the world is the Taal volcano, and even if it's small, it could kill 5,000 people if it erupts. It is located in the Philippines. In conclusion, I hope you all enjoyed my speech and learned some things about volcanoes. Thank you.
Thank you, Silvana. That was very informative. I think you might have a future career in being a scientist or a researcher because all of the connections were to our logical sense. But try to bring in some personal connections as well. I know we don't have volcanoes in around this area, but maybe talk to us about how you became interested in volcanoes or something like that, so we hear your voice in a topic like this. But otherwise, you did an excellent job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Anstri, and I'm going to talk about penguins. Penguins are a family of 17 to 19 species of birds that primarily live in the southern hemisphere. They include tiny blue penguins of Australia and New Zealand, the emperor penguin of Antarctica, and king penguins found on many sub-Antarctica islands. Their scientific name is Spinacidae. Their average height is 115 centimeters and weight 20 to 40 kilograms. Penguins' habitats are oceans and coasts. They swim 15 miles per hour. Their skin temperature is in the neighborhood of 0 degrees Celsius, but the snow does not melt when it's contact. When it is snowy, they slide on their bellies. But rockhopers don't glide on their bellies. They instead hop from rock to rock to move across land quickly. The penguin's distinctive coloring black body with white belly helps camouflage them while it searches for meals of small shrimps, fish, crab, and squid. Their predators are sea lions, leopards, seals, orcas, Australian sea eagles, ferrets, cats, snakes, lizards, foxes, and rats. The shape of all penguins make them aerodynamic, which makes them perfect shape of gliding through the water as they swim. Penguins have no hollow bones because their bones must counteract with their natural buoyancy, making them quick swimmers. Do you know they have pastime? Yes, they have pastime. For a pastime, they do toboggan on their bellies, surf through waves onto land, diving off cliffs and ice floes into the water. Lineups for good diving get pretty long. Emperor king penguins will lay 1 egg, while all the other penguins will lay 2 eggs. Once a year, they shed their feathers and grow new ones. When they get too warm, they spread their flippers to release body heat and ruffle their feathers to leak up the insulating air layer. When they get too cold, they huddle together. I like penguins so much, but the sad thing is they're one of the endangered animals in the world. We should help to save not only penguins, but also all the other endangered animals. I hope you enjoyed my speech. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Hi, Anusri. That was a great speech on penguins. I really liked how you explained why you chose this topic at the end of your speech, since it's an endangered animal. That was great and very important. You included a great use of details and data that you memorized, which was very impressive. There were just some few phonics issues that you can fix with just practice as well. Other than that, that was a great speech and very, very informative. Thank you.